Ikegami's craftsmanship, seeking to provide high-quality visual information. Vast experience and knowledge in the industry for 60 years. Adding new features and new devices for effective system expansion. Now, hyper-wide light dynamic performance cameras to cover unseen scenes to be seen. The importance of the critical moment. You cannot miss the chance, even in a security surveillance situation, even in the dark or in intense contrast. Hyperdynamic cameras capture the most critical moments. First of all, what have you experienced to monitor entrance of buildings or places near bright windows? Inside the door area is dark, but outside the window or door is very bright. A conventional TV camera is not capable of getting an optimum picture, as the light from outside is so intense and inside the building is not that bright. The facial appearance of a person in the screen is so dark and not recognizable on a TV screen. But the hyperdynamic cameras can optimize those big differences of light to have optimum TV production with every detail. Another example is railroad application. Outdoors, a TV camera is not able to pick up objects under strong sunlight, as the CCD pixel overload cannot catch such big light differences, and the picture looks overexposed. With hyperdynamic, it can reproduce natural scenes, even in a very wide light intensity, strong light to dim lit areas. Let me introduce the main features of hyperdynamic. Very wide light dynamic range. That means you can have a hawk's eye and a jaguar's eye at the same time. Pixim's DPS technology made it possible. Ikegami added their digital know-how and their accumulated technology into Pixim DPS. And the results are those hyper-wide light dynamic performance cameras. DPS is not CCD. DPS is very high-grade CMOS. This CMOS sensor plus DPS drive technology made it possible to pick up an optimum signal for a TV camera, from a very bright scene to a low-light scene. The DPS sensor can cover good reproduction performance for a TV camera, even under a very wide light intensity. Its performance in number is 95 dB dynamic range. With this DPS sensor and digital signal processing, the hyperdynamic camera can reproduce natural and pleasant pictures in the most difficult situation with a big difference in lighting, where conventional cameras cannot. No vertical smear. Pixim DPS is not CCD, but CMOS and digital process drive. That means you can release the unwanted, disturbing, strong vertical line, known as vertical smear. It was a simple overflow of each pixels on a CCD that cannot handle strong input light that causes pixel electron overload. But Pixim DPS doesn't. Free from vertical smear. How delightful you can feel if you've had a bad experience with CCD's pixel overload by vehicles' headlamps or streetlights. Now you're free from those worries. At night, electronic sensitivity increase starts to work. This electronic sensitivity UP function amazingly increases the sensitivity 32 times more. This is a very strong arm in the night. Moreover, some come equipped with a moving filter true day-night function. Daytime with ample light with superb color picture, and at nighttime with dim light with a clear-cut monochrome picture. This is made possible with DPS CMOS sensitivity around the near-infrared spectrum zone. So using the near-infrared illuminator makes the hyperdynamic camera a more effective tool for security surveillance. Now more products with hyper light dynamic are coming. Handy, widened functions, easy to install for your surveillance requirements. SuperCube, a small and compact camera. This is ISD A10. Easy to install or a useful combination with other devices and equipment. High sensitivity version with hyperdynamic in a box style body. This is ISD A20. True day-night and remote control. This is ISD A21. high resolution with hyperdynamic, remote control with Ikegami's remote set-up box or RS485 over digital link. The day-night function delivers a faithful color picture and a clean and clear-cut monochrome picture in the dark. A stylish dome type with varifocal lens. This is ISD A30. Hyperdynamic Performance is an aesthetic dome body with 3-axis fixing and camera setup controller for easy installation. This is ISD A31. It's a vandal-resistant version with polycarbonate dome and cast aluminium body for IP66 grade. A very tough camera with very wide dynamic range, built-in setup, and other hyperdynamic performance is included. Now, Ikegami's hyperdynamic range is expanding. Affordable yet high performance. Very strong and high quality for a long service life. Ikegami is giving new value to images. Seeking for a better and easier way to make effective visual information management. The Hyper Light Dynamic Range camera is one of the tools to realize what you need.